It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to the Science Bowl. Today, 2 outstanding elementary schools here to play our game. Let's meet them right now. First, from Cesar Chavez Elementary, say hello to Jasmine Queen, Astrid Mendoza, and Emily Carcamo. And from Ridgecrest Elementary, say hello to Anthony Robles, Kashini Gayadin, and Michaela Clark. And now here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on the Science Bowl, we arrange our game board according to the difficulty of the question. The easier ones, they're on the left, worth 5 and 10. The tougher ones, increasingly 15, 20, 25, the toughest of them all. Both teams start out at 50 points, no penalties ever for incorrect answers. Into the 2 rounds, one of these 2 outstanding, good-looking teams will come back to play James Harrison and advance then to the semifinals in this year's elementary competition. Let's make sure everything works properly. Let's go to the red team. Astrid, would you try your buzzer? Thank you, young lady. Good luck to you, to Jasmine and to Emily. And Kashini, would you try the green teams? It too looks like it's in fine working order. Good luck to you, to Michaela and to Anthony. Are we ready? Let's do this. We're going to have a great game. We go alphabetically C before R. So Cesar Chavez, Astrid, let's start the bowl.
May we please have Let's Get Physical for 10?
Let's get physical for 10 points. Teams, oh, the weather outside, it's frightful in the winter. If it's snowing, if there is freezing rain, or if these pellets of ice are coming down. Cesar Chavez.
Hail.
Not hail, nope. If these pellets of ice are coming down in the winter, what are they?
Sleet.
Sleet, that's it. Yeah, good comeback there. Thanks, Michaela. Hail mostly falls in the summertime. Go again. Green.
Let's get physical for 15.
Let's get physical for 15 points. Teams, the ancient Greek Archimedes said, "Give me a place to stand and I can move the world." That would be if he had what simple machine that requires a fulcrum and you push down so that the effort arm and the resistance arm are unbalanced. Name that simple machine that would help him to move the world. What did you want to ring in? Why did you ring in? What do you want to tell me? Yes, ma'am?
I'll pass it to Michaela.
Michaela?
Lever.
Again?
Lever.
A lever, yes, ma'am. Nicely done. Boy, they weren't sure, but that's exactly what we wanted to hear. Nice job. Go green.
Zoo Parade for 15.
Zoo Parade for 15 points. Teams, paleontologists in Scotland recently found the skeleton of an ichthyosaur, which was kind of a fish-like dinosaur. But the Scots say, we still think it was a plesiosaur that was the kind of dinosaur that gave rise to the myth of what creature in Scotland? Ridgecrest. Anthony, tell me.
The Loch Ness Monster.
You got it. I could hear it all the way over here. Kashini, you know, you got to listen to your teammates over there. Good. Go. Green.
Body systems for 10.
Body systems for 10 points. Teams, because of an accident in a gymnasium, Senator Reid recently damaged what bone surrounding his eye that has the same name as the path a planet takes around the sun? Cesar Chavez.
Revolution.
Not revolution, good try. The path that a planet takes around the sun has what same name as the bone that Senator Reed injured that surrounds his eye?
Elliptical?
Orbit. The orbit bone is what I'm looking for. Nice. You guys went real technical on me there. Yes, you were looking for, try sometimes just the easier answer. Try green again.
Science potpourri for 20?
Science potpourri for 20 points is a visual question. Everybody plays. Look at the monitor in the studio, please. For as long as bacteriologists have been growing bacteria, and they've been doing it for hundreds of years, they've always used these P-initialed dishes to grow their bacteria in. Name those dishes. Those are Petri dishes. Petri dishes. P-E-T-R-I. Try green. Ridgecrest, please.
Dateline science for 15?
Dateline for 15 points. Teams, it was way back in 1917 that Einstein came up with the first idea for a device with these concentrated beams of light that some people illegally shine at airplanes. Astrid?
Laser.
Lasers, yeah. All right, now you're on the board. Go. Rid.
Zoo parade for 20?
Zoo parade for 20 points. Teams, when Katy Perry says, "I got the eye of the tiger," you're going to hear me roar as loud as a lion. She could not sing that song about what J-initialed big cat. Cesar Chavez?
Jaguar.
Jaguar, because they don't roar. The only one of the big cats that doesn't. Good answer, ladies. Good. Go. 85 to 90, almost tied. Astrid, please.
Science potpourri for 15?
Potpourri for 15 points. Teams, even though coal and petroleum originally were made of plants and animal material, they have changed so much that now they're not animal, they're not vegetable, they're this M-initial kind of inorganic substance.
Mineral?
Mineral, that's it. Animal, vegetable, mineral. There used to be a game called that. All right, nice answer, Ridgecrest. You patted your lead a bit. Go, Kashini.
Zoo parade for 20?
Zoo parade for 20 was taken. Try another one, please.
Zoo parade for 10?
Zoo parade for 10 points. Teams, you very rarely find shed antlers from deer on the forest floor because what prickly mammals come and gnaw them to get the calcium out of them. Ridgecrest?
A porcupine?
A porcupine, yeah. Porcupines love to gnaw on antlers, indeed. And nobody bothers them either when you look like that. The buzzer is rung. We've come to the end of the first round. It's been a good one. Right now our score is Cesar Chavez 85, Ridgecrest 115. We'll be back with the second half of Science Bowl in just one moment.
I wanted to start a business that I was passionate about, something I absolutely enjoyed and believed in. I was doing the corporate grinds and I kind of wanted to do something a little more green. My name's Steve Allen. I run Rad Cab in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We do pedicabs and mobile outdoor advertising. I love being social, talking to people.
A lot of confusing stuff when you start a business. When I go in and talk to my store mentor, he really helps me sort it all out, and we just get organized. And when I go home, I feel confident about what's going on. It really feels amazing to create jobs here in my city.
It's incredibly awesome. I love to show it off.
If you get a solid foundation for your business laid, everything else falls in place. SCORE has absolutely been the most invaluable resource that I've had from day one.
For free?
I could not imagine doing anything else.
Get your free business mentor at score.org.
Welcome back to Science Bowl. Boy, I hope you're playing along with us today and testing your own science IQ. We've got 6 outstanding players here today, all here for the very first time, all in elementary school. Great science students all. Let's meet them. Let's go to Cesar Chavez. Nice to have you guys back again. And you know, we've been doing this for almost 30 years, and Cesar Chavez was with us many years ago, and now you're back. And you look great. You're wearing the school colors today with the purple ribbons over there. Tell us who your principal is, Astrid.
Mr. Taboada.
Absolutely, and he is a prize-winning principal and just a fantastic role model, and perhaps he'll be here later today. Tell us who your sponsor is.
Our sponsors are Mrs. Quinones and Mrs. Quarles.
Mrs. Quarles. And I know Mrs. Quarles is here today, and she's actually served as a judge on the program. We appreciate her enthusiasm and support of the game, and we'll bring all of your adult sponsors and administrators out in a few moments. Did you have any alternates, Astrid?
Yes,
Who do you have?
Christine Herrera.
Wonderful. She'll be out in just a few moments. Cesar Chavez. I've been to the school. Spotless. Spanish immersion program. Great place to go. What do you like about it most?
I like the Spanish immersion program that the kids from a young age, they can start with 2 languages, and once they move on, they already are advantaged in it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Being bilingual in this country is a very big advantage, and starting out early, you learn how to speak it well and to speak it fluently. I think that's great. And it's half and half the day in Spanish and half in English, I think,
yes.
at Chavez. Is that right? Tell me what you want to do someday, Astrid.
I would like to be a lawyer.
Yeah. She told me earlier she likes to argue, and she wins her arguments, right? You like to talk?
Yes.
And she'll be a good advocate for people someday. You're playing a nice game so far. You keep it up. Emily, nice to have you here today. And I know you like to cook with your mom, don't you? Yeah. And she makes some traditional Spanish dishes, you told me. What would you like to do professionally someday?
Be a crime scene investigator.
Yeah. How'd you get interested in that?
Well, I was seeing a couple of shows and I thought they were very interesting, so I thought that was a career for me.
Absolutely. And a lot of times we don't know what's going to influence. It can be a book, it can be a TV show, it can be a friend, and somehow, you know, you discover something about yourself. I know you like to read too, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Good to have you with us today. Jasmine, a young lady who wants to be a performer. What do you want to perform someday?
I want to be an actress. Or a musician.
Yeah, well, you've got a great smile. You've got a great stage presence. I can see you doing any of those things. Tell me, what have you done already that got you interested in that?
Well, I first became interested in performing when I was about 4 years old, because I used to watch Hannah Montana, and she would always sing and on stage. And I also done a couple plays at my after-school program.
That's how it all starts. You know, I saw something about Beyonce, and they showed her when she was about your age, and she was out there, you know, singing and practicing, and, you know, oftentimes that foretells what you're going to want to do later in life. Good to have you here. You're playing a nice game. You keep it up. Ridgecrest, good to have you guys here today. I understand you had a pep rally to get you ready for today. So Kashini, Ridgecrest, they must be all jazzed about you being here today, huh? Yeah, you're looking good. What does your shirt say?
Ridgecrest Science Geeks.
Ah, they look really, really nice. All matching blue over there. Tell me who the principal is at your school.
Dennis Dunn.
Denise Dunn, absolutely right. And Miss Dunn is, she might not have told you, was at one time the teacher of the year in Prince George's County before she became a principal. So she's a very big person in Prince George's School. And we love her, and she'll be out in a few moments here. And who's the sponsor of your team?
Mary Rowley.
Mary Rowley. And she has, boy, I know she is all in on this and has really worked hard to get you ready. And you had some alternates too, didn't you, Kashini? Who were they?
Javon Hall and Jada Nunez.
Wonderful. What do you like about that school? What's Ridgecrest's best feature in your mind?
I like that the teachers, they're like really nice and you can relate to them.
Yeah. Boy, if you've got nice teachers and you can approach them with any kind of issue, personal or academic, you know, and you know you're going to get a fair hearing and they're going to keep what you say in confidence, that's so important. I'm glad you mentioned that. What do you want to do someday?
I want to be a doctor.
Doctor, yeah, and I know she wants to, you told me you want to help people, and that's the perfect profession to do that. Michaela, you've come up with some good answers so far. How do you know so much science?
Well, my science teacher, he makes science fun, but he also makes it learn a lot, like teach you a lot.
That's wonderful. Yeah, fun is good, but you also want someone who has a lot to offer and has some discipline and has some good lessons for you, because you know that's an important audience for people like you. What do you want to do someday?
I want to be a pediatrician.
Pediatrician, yeah. So you love little kids. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. And Anthony, nice to have you here. Football player, soccer player, future big animal veterinarian, huh?
Yes.
Do you have any pets at home?
No.
No, maybe you need some pets, you know, to kind of practice with over there, a dog or a cat or a lizard or some kind. How'd you get interested in veterinary medicine?
Because like I've always been like when I was young, I've always like interacted with animals. I love going fishing with my grandpa, and it's just been like, that's what inspired me.
Absolutely, and I'm sure your grandpa's real proud of you. being on the show here today. You're doing a nice job as well. You come up with some good answers. All right, let's get back to our game. Score 115 for Ridgecrest, 85 for Cesar Chavez. Lots of points to give away, and last correct answer came from the green team. So, Kashini, let's go.
Green things for 15.
Green things for 15 points. Teams, of all of the spices in your spice rack, in your kitchen, the only one that will last practically forever is the extract of this substance that you use in chocolate chip cookies that comes from an orchid. What is that extract that seemingly will last forever, Ridgecrest?
Sugar?
Not sugar, no. Astrid, what extract?
I shall pass it on.
Come on, Emily.
Vanilla.
Yeah, she's our cook over there. I knew she'd get that one. Vanilla extract. Yeah, it'll stay there for years and years. It never loses its potency. Go red.
Green things for 20.
Green things for 20 points. Teams, multiple choice question. Teams, if you are going to plant carrots or onions next growing season, you're going to have to wait until next year to harvest them, because carrots and onions are a group of plants known as dicots, duodenums, or biennials. Which one, Chavez?
A.
What's that?
Dicots.
Not dicots, no. Are they dicots, duodenums, or biennials? These plants that only grow for 2 years.
Biennial?
Biennials, absolutely right, as opposed to annuals that live for just 1 year, or perennials that come back year after year after year. Go green. Yes, ma'am.
Zuprate for 5.
Zuprate for 5 points. Teams, one of the newest movies out stars a sweet-natured ursine klutz named Paddington, which is what kind of... Ridgecrest?
I like to pass it to Anthony.
Anthony.
A brown bear?
It's a bear, absolutely right. Paddington bear, yeah. He's actually kind of stuffed, but they make him look like he's alive. Okay, go green. Thanks, Anthony.
Body systems for 20.
Body system for 20 points. Teams, these blood vessels that carry blood back to your heart, if they become varicose, they're very unsightly, especially if on the legs. What blood vessels am I talking about? Come on, Ridgecrest.
Arteries?
Not arteries. Good try. Come on, Chavez.
I shall pass it on to
Emily. Emily says, why are you doing that?
Veins?
Veins, absolutely right. They bring the blood back. Arteries take it away. So she was right to pass it to you, Emily. You're the lady. Good, go. Red, 121-40. 20 points behind, Astrid.
Zuprate for 25.
Zuprate for 25. Big one in that category is a visual question. Look at the monitor in the studio. And this is not a porcupine. This living pincushion is called an echidna. An echidna lives in Australia and is one of only 2 mammals that is oviparous, meaning to reproduce. What does this animal do? For 25 points, come on, Astrid. Talk among yourselves, Ridgecrest, in case I have to come to you. One of only 2 oviparous mammals. A monotreme reproduces by doing what?
It releases pricks.
Nope, nope. Ridgecrest, what does it do?
I like to pass it to Anthony.
Anthony.
They build their homes underground.
They lay eggs. They lay eggs. Oviparous means egg laying. One of only 2 mammals. The duckbill platypus is the other one. Go red. Yes, ma'am.
Let's get physical for 20.
Let's get physical for 20 points. Teams, they say where there's smoke, there's fire. But where there's fire, sometimes there's no smoke, especially if you're in a chemistry lab in high school and you're using one of these B-initialed burners.
Beacon? Beacon?
Not beacon, no. What kinds of burners are used in chemistry labs that produce flames but no smoke? Bunsen burners, they're called. Bunsen burners. Try again, red.
We'll have green things for 25.
Green things for 25. Big one in that category. Teams, what G initialed word describes both when you take skin from one part of your body and put it on another, or taking a branch from one tree and attaching it? Chavez.
I can pass it on to
Jasmine.
Germinating?
Not germinating. Good try. You take a piece of skin from one part of your body and put it on another part of your body, or taking a branch from, say, an orange tree and putting it onto an apple tree. What G initial term describes those both? It's known as grafting. Grafting. Try again, red. Come on, Chavez, let's get some points here.
Science potpourri for 25.
Potpourri for 25 points. All right. We know that recently in the news, a lot of terrorists have been found by thermal imaging equipment. That's because we human beings give off heat in what form of radiation? What form of radiation is the heat that we give off that shows up on thermal imaging equipment? Now, come on, ladies. You rang in. What do you want to tell me? What's that?
Thermal.
I already said that. It's a form of thermal imaging. What we give off heat as human beings. What kind of radiation is that called? No, infrared. Infrared. All right. Let's try again. Red.
Dateline science for 20.
Dateline science for 20 points. Teams back in 1752. This American statesman and scientist, along with his son, invented the first lightning rod.
Benjamin Franklin.
Benjamin Franklin. That's right, Chavez. All right. She didn't even need me to recognize that team. She knew that one. Good. Go. Astrid.
Science potpourri for 10.
Science potpourri for 10 points. Teams. Reminder, tie score. 140 Chavez, 140 Ridgecrest. This is the 10-point question in the Science Potpourri category. Teams, if your teacher gives you a soda cracker and tells you to chew it in your mouth but not to swallow it, it will get increasingly sweeter and sweeter and sweeter because there is a chemical in your saliva called an enzyme that will change what carbohydrate into sugar? Chavez.
Carbon.
Not carbon, nope. What kind of carbohydrate is being changed into sugar as you chew? The enzyme is converting it into a sweet substance.
Saliva?
Starch. There is starch inside of a cracker that changes into sugar. Try again, red. Try it at home, by the way. It works. Red.
Body systems for 15.
Body systems for 15 points. Teams before the playoff game with the Ravens, one of the Pittsburgh Steelers had to be sidelined because he had a hyperextended joint, the joint between his thigh and his lower leg. Chavez?
His knee.
His knee, that's right. He hyperextended his knee. All right, red, go again.
Green things for 5.
Green things for 5 points. 10 points, 10 points, all right. Teams, the reason why there are so few plants growing in the tundra, the cold area up near Alaska, is because the constant freezing and thawing and contracting of the permafrost crushes what plant parts?
Roots.
The roots, yeah, the roots are all compressed there, and it makes it very hard for anything to grow. Red?
Let's get physical for 25.
Let's get physical for 25 points. Teams, this man, even though he famously studied the aurora borealis, also gave us the temperature scale that is used by scientists all over the world. What's his last name for 25 points? Scientists who gave us the temperature scale that is used by scientists all over the world. Kashini.
I like to pass it to Anthony.
Celsius.
Celsius, that's what I want to hear. Anders Celsius gave us that 0 to 100 scale as opposed to Fahrenheit. Go green. Tie score again, 165 all. Yes, ma'am.
Body systems for 25.
Body systems for 25 points. Teams, you're going to get this one. Listen carefully. Get ready on your buzzers. Your baby teeth, since they fall out before the permanent teeth come in, are described by what same adjective we use for trees that lose their leaves in the fall? Ridgecrest.
Wisdom?
No, not wisdom. What same adjective describes baby teeth since they fall out? The same adjective we use for trees that lose their leaves in the fall.
Pass it on to
Jasmine.
Carnivorous?
No, close. Deciduous. Deciduous trees lose their leaves in the fall, not coniferous. Go again, green. Still tied.
Green things for 5.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, instead of being made of gold and precious stones, these things atop a tree are made of leaves and branches and twigs. What? Yes, Kashini. What is atop the tree?
Nest?
Not the nest. Nope. Instead of gold and precious stones, this sitting atop a tree is made of leaves and twigs and branches.
A sapling.
A crown. The crown of the tree. That's why the gold and the precious stones. Try again. Green, still tied. Yes?
Wait, what? Potpourri for 5?
Which one?
Science potpourri.
Potpourri for 5 points. Teams, there are trees in California, bristlecone pines that live over 5,000 years. That's not too fair to mayflies, which are insects that are here today and gone when?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, absolutely right. They live for 1 day. All right, the buzzer has rung, and it looks like with that one answer, Cesar Chavez may have done it. We'll double check with the authorities here, and we'll be back with you in just a moment. Don't go away.
Going to school pregnant, riding the bus, that was hard. You just have all the stares and you have all the questions, and even little kids make you nervous just staring at you. When you get pregnant, all the stuff just goes through your mind. Abortion, adoption, keeping him. You're his mom. You're supposed to be the one taking care of him and raising him. But when you're 15 and pregnant, you can't do it without support. I wanted to give him a better life. When I found out I was pregnant, I don't know, just a light hit me in my heart, just saying adoption is what you need to do. I really have a simple dream. I just want to get my nursing career, get married, and have a family. When I get pregnant again, give them a better life. I'm Miranda, and I chose adoption.
And welcome back. I was just saying what a good game, and they said, don't miss it. It was an awesome game. It was that. It came down to that last question. Here today, gone tomorrow, but we have not seen the last of these competitors. They're going to be back for plenty of tomorrows. We're so proud of them. Our final tally, oh, it's so close. Ridgecrest 165, Cesar Chavez 170. The purple team, we're going to see you against James Harrison, Jasmine and Astrid and Emily and Miss Quinones and Miss Quarles. Congratulations. And standing back there, Christine, she's got the biggest smile of them all back there. I want to see some smiles over here. Ridgecrest, you did a super job. All of that preparation paid off for Michaela and Kashini and Anthony. Anthony, you are the man. You came through with so many great answers there. And we got our alternates back there. Jada, wave Jada, and Javon, and Miss Rowley, and Miss Dunn, the wonderful, proud principal. Thank you all for being here. Come back and play our game again, and we'll see you next time on the Science Bowl as well. Bye-bye.